Hello photographer friends, John Clark here. I was recently asked by my friends at ON1 to help put together a written guide to take some of the mystery out of luminosity masking. If you're an ON1 Plus member, you'll be able to download a copy of that document. However, I realize that some people also like to see things visually, so here's a quick overview on how to make and adjust a luminosity mask using ON1 Photo Raw. Let's jump in, shall we? So the example image I'm going to use today is one I shot at Bryce Canyon National Park. This was from the top of the rim looking down into the amphitheater, and it was right at sunrise, and you can see just along this one ridge of hoodoo here, the sunlight was just lighting it up really nicely. So I'm in the develop module right here. You enter that simply by clicking on it, and what you find is that any adjustments that you make here are global in nature. So for example, if I adjust the exposure slider, it changes the entire image, either lighter or darker. So if I double click on exposure, that'll zero out. Now I have done a couple of adjustments here. This was the original raw image, and you can see it's really kind of dark. So in order to bring out some of the detail in the hoodoos in the shadow area, what I've done here, the only changes were slightly dropping the highlights, increasing midtones just a tick, and increasing the shadows just a tick. And what I want to do here is really not much more, because I want to leave the shadow areas kind of in that dark, moody state where you can see a little bit what's going on, but really the eye is focused along that rim. So I'm thinking that maybe a really nice glow effect might look sharp on here. So a luminosity effect is going to save us a lot of time and trouble. What we could do is literally use a brush and paint in all along here, but that's going to be crazy tedious long and probably a little bit messy when you get up to some of the detail areas along the top. So let's use the computer to do the hard work for us. So to create a luminosity mask, there's actually two areas where you can do that. The first is in the local tab, and you find the masking icon right over here next to the word adjustment. If you click on that, you'll find that it opens up a whole new set of tools. One of them is Lumen, and that's how you make a luminosity mask. For this example though, I'm going to go into the effects tab, and we're going to add a filter, and I'm going to add a glow filter on here. And again, you get another icon here for the masking area right next to the name. So let's click on that, and then let's click on Lumen. So congratulations, that was as easy as making one click to create a luminosity mask, and we're done. Although it really doesn't look like it's changed the image here at all, has it? You can see that the thumbnail changed to a little bit of a black and white. So if we click on the view icon here, that turns our image to black and white, and this is an actual view of the luminosity mask that we just created. Now remember, with masks, white reveals, black conceals. So any adjustments that we make is going to affect only the lighter color areas, while the areas that are in the shadows or that are in the dark here, those will not be adjusted very much. We also have several options over here to adjust the mask itself, so we can even further fine-tune this. If we move the levels slider, the black side, there's a midtones and a highlight. If we just slide this up a little bit, hopefully you can see kind of up in the shadows, it's decreasing those even more. See, if I move them back and forth, might be a little hard to see in the video, but we're actually hiding some of those shadows a little bit more. So now let's go ahead and we'll click on View again, now that we have our mask selected, and we can take a look at all the different options here for some of the glow functions, and you can kind of see them changing over here. The dark glow, one of the ones that I kind of like for this is this charge more subtle, and you can see how it really kind of pops a little bit of a coloring in there. And it only affects these areas that are highlighted, the areas that were chosen in our luminosity mask right over here. So that's in a nutshell how you create a luminosity mask, and how easy it is to alter just specific areas. If you're interested in learning more, join ON1 in their Plus membership. You can see the file that I created. It talks about some of the color range options and some of the different things that you can do as well. Luminosity masking is an extremely powerful tool. It no longer takes a lot of advanced techniques to create. yet it can really isolate and impact some specific areas on your photo. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're interested in seeing my images, you can follow me along on Instagram or Twitter. Thanks for watching and have a super day.